Hello and welcome. This is On Track GP. I'm Jamie Chambers. Today I am I am with Tom. I am with NJ, and I am with
James.
I am with James. This is the Sao Paulo sprint race watch-along. We've got plenty to talk about and sort of just get a real sort of good feel for what we're about to expect in the sprint race today. So, guys, how do we think it's going to go?
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
It's going to be a good one.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I think if we look at the track in general, so many overtakes last year.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting a really good Grand Prix tomorrow. But in terms of this sprint race, with the Red Bulls sitting behind Lando, this is his chance to get a win. Oscar Piastri, he's done it. He's won a F1 race in the form of a sprint a few weeks back. Lando won't be happy about that. It's his time to shine. So he'll give everything to keep those Red Bulls behind.
Is there going to be a bit of Sergio rush of blood to the head for Lando? Is he going to be...
We're going to hope he's learnt from last week.
I wouldn't put money on it.
No. I think it's be a really good one. It's a beautiful track, so many overtaking opportunities, and sometimes cars out of position a little bit. Sainz a little bit far back. We've got the two Alpha Tauri.
The top 10 looks interesting.
Yeah,
it's certainly for the first few laps before Red Bull go off into the distance. But
yeah.
Well, you never know. It could be a disaster at the start.
Disaster class from Perez again.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's sort of been a big thing this whole week, really. Sergio's got to pull something out this week. And
he does.
He has to deliver.
He does. I don't think he should rush into anything. I think it's also good to remember the first corner into Lagos is a little bit tricky because you can brake a lot later than you would imagine, which means you're carrying way more speed into the apex, which means if you brake too late, your front left will lock up. So if he just bides his time, because I imagine Norris and Verstappen will be going at it, and it will be who can brake the latest. So if he just bides his time, he could, end in first corner, be second at least.
Well, you make a good point about the first corner. Sao Paulo has had some amazing battles going into that first corner, whether it be Michael Schumacher and Kimi. These are all names that you may not know.
Yeah, no,
maybe before
these are
before you were born.
Tom, you've read about these people, right?
Yeah.
In history class.
We've had iconic battles, whether it be teammates or, Ferrari, for example, they've made a big mess of this corner on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
But I think it's not necessarily about the first two sectors. I think we've seen, definitely in the qualifying laps, the third sector is a big issue for a lot of drivers.
Yep.
And it's because that is the handling aspect that is coming into it as opposed to the long straights. So it might be that the last third of the race is where a lot of overtaking and a lot more of the action is going to take place.
Yeah.
But I think it's such a good track that lends itself to a sprint race where a lot of others don't. Because you've not got a lot of time in terms of number of laps. You want to get on with it quick. Yep. Perez probably just needs to be a bit cooler today. Like last week, I get it to a certain extent. It's a home race. It's a ton of pressure on him. He wants to go and lead his home race. So I can see why and how it's happened. But today, just learn from it because there is external pressure. Danny Ric, again, good qualifying from him for today. So it's just got to be a little bit calm. But if you look back to the sprint, I think it was 2021 where Lewis came from the back and was it fifth he finished? Yeah. It can be done. There are so many opportunities today if you get it right. And also just be calm, I think.
There is a lot of history at Sao Paulo of coming from the back and going to the front. And weather may still play an issue.
Is it going to rain?
I don't know. I know it's 60% chance of a safety car here in general, and then 40% chance of a VSC. So, a sprint race, if we had a safety car as well,
brilliant.
It would really spice it up. Last year alone, there were 62 overtakes. So
it's good knowledge. It's good stuff.
Little stat for you there.
NJ
little stat.
Stat
corner. But this is what I'm saying. In terms of, like James was saying, this is a perfect track for a sprint because it lends itself to overtaking so well.
Exactly. And I think as well, like we sort of touched on, the grid is a little bit mixed up. Sort of some of the key things for me, Yuki Tsunoda is sitting in sixth.
Amazing.
That's huge.
Great quality from him.
I don't know what they've done to their car though, because Danny Ric 8th?
Yes.
They had a good weekend last week. Yuki was unlucky, I think, because he'd set for big point haul. They seem to have turned it around a little bit in the last couple of races.
Their running is better. They're more consistent. The engine system is certainly. They have had a power unit change. Those are all big things. They might be stealing the ground effect from Red Bull a lot. I think that's where a lot of their change of pace has come from. They're much better in the corners. And Danny Ric showed coming back and a masterclass in overtaking. So it can be done.
I also think that with Daniel coming back and replacing Nick, that Yuki's had to properly up his game now against the competition within the team. I think that's really helped drive the team along.
That would have been interesting if they'd actually gone with Danny at the start of the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know Nick De Vries had to be given his chance, and no Nick de Vries bashing at all.
No.
It's one of those things where it's just it's a season that didn't work.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I think Ricciardo is showing that car has got more to give, and like you say, Yuki has to match that.
Yeah,
at
I
least.
think when you have a teammate that is, Daniel is not. He's not just fresh out of Formula 3. He is somewhat of a veteran in the sport. When you have a teammate that pushes you, I almost thought that would be the same for Stroll and Fernando, but it just hasn't really worked out that way.
Aston Martin are an interesting one across the board anyway, and I think Lance Stroll sees himself as he should be the number one driver because he's been there the longest. But unfortunately, they consistently bring in world champion after world champion to be his partner. And you can't possibly expect, when you're Seb Vettel's partner, that you're going to be the
number
first
one,
driver. It's
just because your daddy's son.
And then your daddy.
Your daddy's son.
and then you bring in Fernando Alonso to sort of just compound things.
But Fernando Alonso is Fernando Alonso, okay? So Lance Stroll has to realise that. And he can't be, surely, God, he can't be that naive that he's not looked at his performances over time and just thought, I haven't been at it. He's lucky he's still got that seat, and we know why.
We know why.
But
we know why.
But let's not stop pretending that you're the best driver the world has ever seen, because he's far from it. He had a good day yesterday. I know, Tom, you mentioned we should give him a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
But he's down to 17th today.
I think it's important to believe in your own source, though. I think to a certain extent. I think, why not? I think if you believe you can be the number one, but obviously, like you say, be realistic.
Fernando Alonso.
You're against a 4-time world champion, a 2nd-time world champion. But I thought that would push him a little bit, because when we saw a few years ago when he was at Williams with Felipe Massa, they were pretty much on par and they would push each other. So I don't know what's happened to Stroll, if it's a confidence thing, if he's just coasting.
I don't think he has any jeopardy.
Right.
He's not losing his seat.
Yeah.
It's not
You
going
need that in life.
You do.
need that across the board, and certainly if you look at Red Bull, they have been incredibly cutthroat with all their second drivers, and the only time they haven't is now with Sergio.
Yeah.
And that's because that's a money seat, and there are other mitigating factors there.
Yes.
So I think until the hypercar situation is resolved with Aston Martin and they move their drivers across, that's all it's going to be for Lance Stroll, I think.
Yeah.
But moving it on, 11th and 12th. So we have got Nico Hülkenberg sitting in a lovely position with another great quali. I think the Hulk has pulled it out again. And
he loves a qualifying session, does Nico?
I mean, he is a one-lap specialist.
He really
definitely.
is.
Or one-lap
Which is
wonder.
problematic in a Grand Prix, because there's normally about 70 of them, so it's a shame you can only normally turn it on for one. I love Nico Hülkenberg. I just love him. There's something about him. It's the way he walks around the paddock.
It's interesting.
That's confidence.
I was saying last week that I think he's overrated, along with Kevin Magnussen. I think they're both two drivers that are very much on par with each other. They have been given chance after chance in F1 and have never been given a good seat for a reason. Yes, I think luck's played into it, but we're not forgetting that Hülkenberg has been here for a very long time. Yes, he left for a few years, but he's had his chance and he's not getting a big seat or a big drive, in my opinion.
Do you think it suits the team though? And Gunter, he just knows them. He knows what he's going to get.
I think it's pretty stable. They're not
stable.
no
jeopardy.
shocks.
Yes.
It's just they will go and perform week in, week out.
We said about this like a week ago. The reason we don't talk about K-Mag and Hulk is because you don't need to. They get in, they do their race, they get out, and that kind of, especially with what we talked about with the Americanizing of Formula One, that doesn't play into big personalities, because
entertainment.
If Hulk was more like Kimi and was a little bit more outspoken, he'd probably be sitting in an Aston Martin or an Alpine. But because he's quiet, he's reserved, he does his job and gets in, one-lap specialist, that's it. And there's no real intrigue, there's no sort of personality value there.
I'd compare him to the postman. He delivers. Day in.
I was thinking, who's the postman?
No. To the postman.
What we've just
No.
said.
But he has a job and he delivers it. He might be a little late sometimes. He might even turn up early sometimes. I can't believe he got your post early. But he always delivers, doesn't he? Nothing special. Nothing out. He's not an Amazon driver. He's not delivering parcels.
No.
Just your bills. Just your congestion charge.
So before we touch on the sprint race quali, let's talk about the quite interesting qualifying session that we had.
Amazing.
Q1 everyone set out their stalls quite well. What are we thinking with the top 6 at the moment?
For tomorrow?
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, it's hard to judge because we didn't really see a full Q3.
Q3, we've got a sort of,
Oscar's down in 10th today and tomorrow, I believe. He obviously spun off, didn't he? Max would probably have got pole anyway, I would imagine. But you've got Lando out of position, I think Stroll out of position, the wrong way.
Yeah.
But
a positive change.
A positive wrong.
Change.
It was a really weird session, and I could see from watching at home, why there was such a big gap in between things. I just moved on. I know there's probably laws behind it, but we went to the ad break. And it was beautiful, sunny Brazil. We came back. I thought we were like racing Saudi Arabia in the middle of the night. It was absolutely outrageous.
It's interesting because the vast majority of the cars have had a cooling system change for this race. It's an architectural change, but it's also an aerodynamic change because they thought it was going to be high altitude and hot.
Yeah.
As that's not the case. That's going to affect performance, and we're going to have heat issues the wrong way now.
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting. Lando, a tenth of a second quicker in Q2.
Yeah.
Did you think that he was going to sustain that?
I think he could have been higher up. I don't know if enough for pole. I know he is today, but it's really hard to tell because it's like we don't know what was going to happen. I am just stunned that McLaren was so slow at the garage again, but just kind of like, we'll let the others go out and then we'll go.
Recurring theme.
I thought it was like Noah's Ark was about to happen or something.
Yeah,
like,
they let themselves
absolutely
down.
biblical in the words of Sky Sports.
But maybe you can tell us, why were you so slow on your outlap?
Why were you so
you've
slow?
come all the way from Brazil to tell us.
Tell us, George.
I like driving in the rain, as you all know. I have a good record on wet tracks, and I just thought, let's just turn it into the sea and we'll aquaplane it around. No, I don't know.
So George Russell has been reported for that, but as seems to be a recurring thing, you're reported and then nothing happens, and sort of it's a.
As a driver, that is the biggest relief whenever you get reported and then you get news that nothing's.
Especially with the new fine system, that's going to be interesting.
They have come down on it a little bit this week, haven't they? Ocon and Gasly, was it?
Both of them.
Both of them got some sort of penalty, 2 grid plates, wasn't it, for tomorrow? And it's good because the last few weeks we've seen people stopping in the pit lane and doing all the things they shouldn't do, and then they get away with it. So I liking that they're coming down on it. It was just such a weird session yesterday. Like, it was so bizarre. And that whole thing, if you pull to the left of the pit exit, then it's okay. Well, I don't care if you're right, centre or left. It was still hard to get past. So it was a bit confusing. I don't think any of them are doing it for a tactical advantage. Not a huge one. At the end of the day.
I don't see there being... I mean, holding up the pit lane, I don't see the tactical advantage.
Slowing yourself down
I think
as well.
it might be just more mind games than anything.
Yeah.
Because you're upsetting... If you're slowing, just go that little bit slower. You're upsetting the car behind you and their mindset. And it's just mind games.
Yeah, huge mind games.
Tom, I ask you as a driver, are you involved in mind games yourself when you're out racing, or do you concentrate on yourself?
If you can play a mind game, you absolutely would.
Yeah.
It's just finding the opportunities and thinking of ways to do that. But
what's the biggest mind game you've played?
Reversed.
So, British GT, it was the last round last year, and I was starting in the front row, and the championship leader was starting alongside me. And he came up to me and he said, look, I really just want, just a nice, calm start.
Please don't Sergio me.
And
That's outrageous.
I just said to him, there's just absolutely no chance, mate,
Good. Good, because what
I am taking the racing
sort of
line.
constantly repeated to him that, like, I will make this dodgy for you.
Nice.
And to be honed, off the line, he just backed right out. And
with that Belfast accent as well.
I know.
That was
like,
scary.
if you lower your tone, right, just go.
But
full Eddie Irvine.
I'd be very careful.
That's really cheeky. It's
That's
really
outrageous. That's like
cheeky.
Lance Stroll going to Leclerc and Verstappen tomorrow. Listen, I'm not normally here. You just
I'm going to make this incredibly difficult.
Yeah. Outrageous. Wow.
Turn 12, let's talk about it, because we had a very interesting spin with Oscar Piastri. This track has got some medium to high speed turns. Do we think we're going to see track limits a lot more? Is the weather going to play into that in terms of losing those track limits and losing fastest lap? Bear in mind, Valtteri Bottas's fastest lap is up for grabs this weekend.
Yeah, I think you'll see more driver errors. So that might be track limits. That might just be losing it in the corner. I think this track is a great track. Well, a great track, but there are more driver errors on this track because it's a little bit more tricky. Especially there's different levels. We're forgetting it drops 40 feet after the first. I
absolutely love
that first turn is one of my favourites in.
There's different heights. There's this track. There's different conditions, as you say. So I think there's opportunity for driver error.
And with it being a sprint race as well, there's less laps. So you've got to, as we said earlier, get on with it.
Exactly.
That's going to lead to more potential driver error. But you don't really want a long safety car because we're wasting our laps,
not enough
aren't
laps
we?
for it.
Do you know what I mean?
So the cars are on the grid. So we'll touch on the sprint race quali. Ocon and Alonso. Let's discuss. It's up on the screen now. So.
This is the angle I was talking about.
So this is the angle where it looks like it's Alonso's fault because he is turning in.
Where's it come from?
As Alonso does nothing wrong there.
No.
And in fact, he's not even trying to be on the racing line there.
No.
If we look at the reverse angle, Ocon loses it coming out of the turn. He kicks back in.
Yeah.
If from a driver perspective, Alonso or Ocon?
It's pretty obviously Ocon.
Yeah.
You know, like, Alonso didn't do much wrong. But, like, there's a slight argument that he drifted, but again, it wouldn't have made a difference. If you lose the car and you're heading towards another driver, how is it the other driver's fault, really?
Why do you think Ocon blamed Alonso? What goes through your mind in that as a
knocks
driver?
his mechanic out there.
I don't know. You get annoyed. You don't want to take the blame yourself, but really just needs to grow up a little bit.
Accountability, guys. Come on.
It was a huge crash, though.
Yeah, it was a big crash.
Massive.
It was.
So Verstappen's reporting that it is a lot windier today, and there's a lot of side wind going into...
Today?
Yeah.
Was he not about last night?
No, he wasn't about for the huge cloud that came across.
I honestly thought Dorothy had come to take us to the land of Oz.
Oh, Dorothy Gale. Is it Gale?
I'm talking about Wizard of Oz
Yeah,
and the hurricane.
Dorothy Gale?
It was more than a gale.
No, her name was Dorothy Gale.
Wizard of Oz before my time.
If anyone can help us in the comments, by the way, guys.
It's
Dorothy
going.
Gale?
It's Dorothy Gale.
My point is, it's very windy yesterday, so how bad is it today?
SQ1, we lost Ocon, Stroll, Joe, Albon and Sargent. Williams lost their pace again.
Oh no.
What happened?
I put my Williams socks on today.
Oh no. I think it might be the track.
Do you think it might have just been a one-off last race that they found performance, or?
But it's been the last couple of races, and I think it might just be the track. I think if we compare it to McLaren, like, they've been very consistent over the past few tracks. They've clearly hooked up their car, and you can compare it now to the teams that haven't fully hooked up their car and the teams that have.
Yeah.
So I think with Williams, they're learning, they're trying, and I think it just might be this particular track. They might come back at Vegas and go well. So
it's weird with Williams, isn't it? Because, like, I don't see them as a team. I see Logan Sargent, who's consistently poor, and Albon, who is inconsistent, but sometimes he's like incredible.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, Williams are back. But are Williams back, or is Albon?
Or is Albon
back?
just really good?
And then the car obviously being suited to certain tracks will help that. But it hasn't really happened for them this weekend, and Sargent in general, obviously all season. But no, I don't expect much from them.
You look at the margins around Brazil. Like, it's like such, like, half a tenth can get you 2 positions.
Exactly. Especially when you're finding half a tenth. Especially when you're finding half a tenth in the final third as well. And we actually saw with Sergio losing that tenth. Yeah. And I thought he was on for the front row and on his, and it just...
It seemed that way, yeah.
Just didn't come.
It's in terms of the kind of format of the weekend and this whole sprint quali into a sprint race, it doesn't work for me. I prefer the format last year, that this means something for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a similar thing that we saw last time out, where you've got, like, Sainz was trying a tyre out, wasn't he, and using it as a rehearsal for the big race tomorrow. So a lot of teams towards the back of the grid will just use it as effectively another free practice session, which is wrong, because that's not the point of a sprint race.
I think they need to up the jeopardy of it. Like, I think what it was before, where the sprint determined where you started for the main race.
Which is where I think it maybe should be.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I think so. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, I get they want to, put F1 on the TV, more action, more racing, but it has to mean something. Otherwise, it's pointless and it's boring.
Do you think the having to use hard softs and mediums for qualifying has affected it in any way? Do you think that's...
Well, they got through a lot of soft tyres yesterday, didn't they? And it's an extra set of tyres for the weekend, which I never really understand because we need more action.
Because again, the jeopardy you're introducing with the tyres, you're actually losing by having an extra set.
That's bizarre, but a lot of them, I think it was Oscar who said in Q1 yesterday, this is a fresh pair of softs every lap.
Yep.
And if Q3 had gone to basically 2 runs, then it could have even worse situation today. So, yeah, in terms of what they need to do about tyre management for a weekend and can we change the sprint weekend, I think it needs to be refined and looked at. But I'm all for more entertainment and more races. It just needs to be tweaked a little bit.
Yeah.
So in the chat, Harry has just said, loving James's analogies.
Oh.
Well, the postman is iconic.
Love there.
Thanks, Harry. Thanks, mate.
But he's also surprised that the people who are going slower than the race director's lap time don't even get a reprimand.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
I'm not bloody George Russell. Stop blaming me. I watch the races like you, Harry.
All right, so that's taken us up to speed with what happened in quali and with S-quali as well. Before we run through the grid, before the start of the race, predictions, top 3 for the sprint?
Oh! Should we write it down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we use our boards?
Let's use our boards.
Get the boards out.
Get the boards out.
There you go, boss.
I reckon I could.
What was that?
I don't know.
Can you go through
I
the
don't
top
know.
10 again?
Yes, I was about to read them out.
And then
So,
I might know.
on pole, we have Lando Norris. Second, Max Verstappen. Third, Sergio Perez. Fourth, James. Fifth, Lewis Hamilton.
Hi.
Sixth, Yuki Tsunoda. Seventh, Charles Leclerc. Eighth, Danny Rick. Ninth, Carlos Sainz. And 10th, Oscar Piastri. Running the rest in chronological order: K-Mag, Hulk, Pierre Gasly, Valtteri Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Joe Guan Yu, Alexander Albon, and
Ocon.
Logan Sargent. So who's put Sargent for P1, just out of interest?
Oh, how did you know?
Figured me out.
No, I've never been so confident. You're peeking.
Well, I've written mine, so it doesn't matter.
It's like cheating on your homework.
But if
So-
I-
Children.
But if I've completed the work, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
I don't know,
Not very happy.
I don't know.
You know what? I have to
Oh,
team loyalties.
blimey,
All right.
Red Bull fan.
Are we revealing now, or are we
Yes,
going to keep them
3,
hidden?
No, we'll reveal.
2, 1.
Should we go through them?
Yep.
All right. So we have got
Got Lando, Max, Lewis.
Lando, Max,
Ooh,
Lewis.
Lewis.
That's strong. I like that.
Okay.
There we go.
Did the same.
Lando, Max. Oh, right. Okay. There's
Today is his
we
day.
did say no conferring.
Lando
All right,
Lewis.
and-
Action.
Max, Lando,
We've got
Perez.
the same.
All right. So
Oh.
same
Ah.
and same.
No, Perez bottled it.
I really, I'm holding out for Perez. He made a bit of improvement in quality.
Sergio has to
Yeah.
be.
I think
calm
Lewis
with
has
this.
looked quick though.
He
I
has
think
looked quick.
in previous races and had a pretty decent weekend, and Mercedes in general. So
Shall we
Lewis
introduce the
loves
board while we're
Interlagos.
at it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, let's talk
All
at
right.
this board.
Oh
So, NJ,
no.
Well, no, you can.
NJ's just gone, no, absolutely not.
We normally have a wheel, but this is extra. This
Yes.
is.
All
Yeah.
right. So with the wheel, at random points, shall we say, throughout the sprint, either myself or NJ will give it a spin and randomly assign who's going to do it. Shall we do it that
Well,
way?
I think what we for sprints, if we do like the top 3, because there's lots of overtakes on
Yes.
this track. If we say like I don't know in 3 laps time,
Yep.
who's your top 3 going to be? If you're
Yeah,
wrong,
we'll do it that way.
you've
Yeah.
got to do
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
But like, can we talk about some of them?
Yeah.
Like
all right.
Annette.
So,
I normally give Annette so much
Annette,
praise.
our
producer.
producers have given us dance samba.
Which, by the way,
Huge thumbs up from
Sorry,
Annette there.
James is excited about that
I
one.
love samba. I
Whereas
love-
Tom didn't know what it was.
Oh, is he
Oh,
too
come
young?
on.
just lose.
Can't do me like that.
I
Too
love-
young.
You've just got to like let the hips go.
On top of that, we have
Just go.
freestyle rap.
Oh,
no.
God.
We really want to get these top threes right.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah, we do.
I think added jeopardy as well. Who has fastest lap throughout?
Yeah,
because
just-
that'll be a changing
Yes,
one. So we'll
yeah.
do P1 through P3.
But some
and
of them
fastest
before
lap.
have been like sing a song, do a dance, absolutely fine. You can get away with anything. I mean,
Draw the person next to you.
I can't draw. Like I can't
No,
draw.
don't.
That's the bad experience.
Don't mess this up, James.
Really?
We've also got
Can't draw.
speak like a robot.
Oh my.
That's quite easy.
That's- yeah.
I don't mind that one.
Maybe not for Tom.
Can you do
How you feeling
robots?
about that, mate?
I'll be fine. I'm fine with these. Leave me alone.
So
You know those mind games we were talking
Yeah,
about?
this is my game. You are throwing it
I'll
on.
I
win this
really,
board, honestly.
I really want to
And
dance
then
samba.
do
Of course
an
you do.
impression of a famous celebrity. How good's the spin on this?
Oh,
app?
yes, that's fun.
Oh, I can.
That's the start of Donald Trump.
really rig this.
No, this will be good. This will be fun.
This is
This will be
fun.
Look forward to it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
no,
a sprint needs a bit of entertainment, and
Yes.
this is it. Your Saturday night.
So we are at 6:24. We've got about 5 minutes until the sprint. How are people thinking about the first lap? Do you think there's going to be, like we said, mind games,
Carnage.
or are we actually going to have a little bit more refined racing?
I'm actually intrigued to see because I think if this was the main race, people would be going for it a lot more.
Yeah.
But I think as this is the sprint, the first lap, people might just be, like you say, a little bit more refined. They might just hold back a little bit. You know, you can overtake on this track. It's not like it's try and get it done in the first corner because you can't overtake. You can overtake on this track. So I don't think people will be, you know, sticking one on the inside. I think people might just be a little bit more hesitant.
I mean, we were talking about the mind games. That might be like a constant thing with this one. But Lando put it out into the world a couple of days ago. People aren't as spatially observant as they should be. And on
Fair enough.
And it's a fair point because
Yeah.
he ducked out of 2 big overtakes because he was aware of the collision. He was aware of what's going on. And I think the first lap last week proved without a shadow of a doubt people's mindset and actually not thinking about the long game as opposed to the first
Exactly.
lap is huge.
Yeah.
Lewis called himself out after watching
Yeah.
Sergio and going, I did that.
He did a Lewis in Qatar.
Yes.
Yeah. It's I think the front runners, so even Lando might be a bit cautious because he's got a car to go the distance kind of thing. And McLaren have been in touch with Red Bull at times this year, so in a short race he's got a possibility. I think where the chaos might come from is your Yuki and Danny Rick, who are a little bit out of position and go, crikey, we're on it. We might get
We've also
some
got 3
decent
drivers
points.
that, in theory, are still looking at that second Red Bull seat.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you've got that. You've also got someone like Lewis, for example, who's 20 points off Sergio. Every point counts with 3 races to go. He'll be looking to finish above Sergio each time. So
when we're sort of, and saying as a Red Bull fan, probably shouldn't say that, but when we're writing off first place pretty much and 25 points is no longer available, and we're talking 18 plus sprint, that's huge for second place.
Massive. I mean, you're probably right. With Max in pole tomorrow, I'd imagine it'd be quite an easy, you know, he knows how to manage his tires, etc. Today, there could be something more. So that on top of a really, I don't know, a 4th place for Lewis tomorrow, but if he could nick a win somehow today, that's huge. And he'll get that second place, I'm convinced of it overall.
Because that sort of has come to the point now of where we're talking about not as much best of the rest, but second, third, fourth.
Absolutely.
And you've got Lewis, Sergio, Fernando to a greater or lesser extent, are all still technically in the mix for those positions.
And let's not forget the constructors. Mercedes are only 22 points in front of Ferrari. And Ferrari wants second place.
Yeah.
So there is a lot to play for.
Absolutely.
I think the Mercedes and maybe the Ferraris are going to try to finish in front of each other just to get as many points as possible.
Not to forget as well, away from the sort of top 4, top 5 teams, finishing 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th is still a big deal, and it is your cut
millions.
of the pie.
Yeah.
So with Haas being where they are for the sprint and the opportunity, a couple of overtakes, and then suddenly you're talking, we might get 1 point out of this, 2 points out of this.
Well, Danny's points last week was so important for the team. I think they jumped 2 places in the constructors, didn't they? So, and people say to me, with Max and Red Bull wrapping up both championships, isn't Formula One a little bit boring now? Is there nothing to play for? But that's a really short-sighted view of the sport, because there's 3 races to go. We're going to Vegas in a couple of weeks' time. Hello, that's fun. But on top of all of that, money is such an important thing, because if a Haas, for example, can jump a place in the constructors, that money is going to make a better car for next year, and therefore a more entertaining sport.
And it also dictates the amount of time you get in the wind tunnel.
Loads of things like this. There's so much to play for. So much to play for.
And we also have to bear in mind, Red Bull probably started developing the RB20
back in 2017.
A good 5 years
All right, let's
ago.
run it through. Logan Sargent 20th. We'll skip to Joe in 18th. Lance Stroll in 17th. Again, 2 seconds off the pace, guys.
Not good.
Our 2 best buddies, Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso. Do you think there's going to be a little bit of murder there?
Might be carnage.
Murder on the dance
Valtteri
floor.
Bottas and Pierre Gasly, 14th and 13th. Pierre Gasly needs a good performance today. K-Mag and Nico Hulkenberg locking out 11th and 12th on the grid. I think they need to push and get 8th if they can. Oscar Piastri and then Carlos Sainz. Now we're starting to get to within 1 second.
That's the danger there. Oscar Piastri. He's out of position.
Danny Rick and Charles Leclerc, 8th and 7th. Again, Danny Rick's still got something to prove, with Yuki in front of him as well, and Lewis Hamilton in 5th. And now we'll get into the 1.10s. George Russell and Sergio had a really good lap. George, how do you feel?
I'm over the moon. I'm really
and then we've got Max Verstappen in 2nd, separated by 0.06 of a second to Lando Norris on pole.
Woo, let's go.
Lando.
So
let's do it.
We're ready to go. It is 6:28. We're just looking at Lewis Hamilton at the moment. He needs a good race.
He does need a good race.
Yeah, but I think he's had a good few races, couple of races even. And if he can get 2nd in the Drivers' Championship,
it would be interesting to see if he can take 7 points today. If he can get in and amongst Max and Lando. Both McLarens and both Ferraris, they're not great off the line. Hiding the McLaren there.
Sorry. No, I'm not hiding the McLaren, but I just thought Lando Norris normally goes back cap, doesn't he? And I'm on pole today.
Amazing. So, I mean, my prediction is Max is going to burn Lando off the line.
Come on.
I don't want him to, and I want this to be
a completely
real close.
Unbiased opinion.
A completely unbiased opinion.
I think Dictionary Corner wants to say something.
Rachel Riley's
go for it.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon, Rachel.
Thanks. Just to point out here, we see Lando Norris obviously in pole position. Just something to watch in terms of Norris, because even if he gets jumped by the Red Bull, I seen a graphic not so long ago after the sprint shootout where Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes lost 3/10 to Norris in the McLaren, despite the 2 cars having the same power unit. So whatever they're doing to that McLaren, it is rapid in a straight line.
It is working.
And he could definitely, if he loses a place to Verstappen or even Perez, he could be back in the hunt by the end of the first lap.
That would be
let's
amazing.
go.
That would be great.
Formation lap.
God, I thought we'd missed it. I forgot there was a formation lap.
Yeah, no. Imagine.
I just missed the start. And also,
This
it
is
looks
good.
like bright sunshine, no
rain.
chance of
Yeah.
rain.
What
And
about
there's
tomorrow? Do we know? What's the weather doing for tomorrow?
No.
I hope it's raining tomorrow.
They're pretty much all on soft, aren't they?
Oh, it's looking awesome. Go on, Tom.
They're all on soft.
Again,
but we're three.
Oscar Piastri in P10 there.
Yeah.
Obviously, his teammates on the front row.
Yeah.
He'll really be looking.
He
like
has
a
to
big
get there,
Push
thing,
forward, yeah.
Because Oscar for me was ahead of Lando for a little bit of this year. Okay, points or whatever, but in terms of a rookie, he really was saying, "Hello, Lando,
I'm
I
here."
could be number one." But Lando's kind of got
Steps
that there
up.
today.
Yeah.
Oscar has another great weekend,
Not the
really.
fastest opening to a Grand Prix I've seen.
No,
I mean, for a parade lap and people are still on the grid.
he's going to win it, Lando
yeah.
Norris. By the way, today is the
you
day that
think?
changes the history of Formula
I
One.
don't know, you know.
That is a
I'm sorry.
huge thing.
No, he's due one. Didn't he say though in his a press conference a couple of weeks back, we're not going to win anything this year. We had our chance, and I felt
Yeah.
the same. Well, Oscar did, Lando, and that will be eating him up.
Yeah.
It will be sprint
Yeah.
race or what? It's a formula. It's
So
winning a race in Formula One.
Here's our graphic that we want to talk about.
Oh,
Perez and Hamilton.
Ooh.
So we're 240 to 220. 20 points in it.
He's going to do it.
Two
So
laps.
close.
2 laps, 2
I think
races to go.
Perez will be fine if he finishes all 3 or every race left, so 4 if you include today.
Yeah.
Because I don't normally see him finishing 12th or 13th. He normally, in fairness to Perez, tends to have a good Sunday, doesn't he? Always seems to make it back. But his problem will be if he has another Mexico Grand Prix situation, because he
Yeah.
cannot afford another DNF.
He
Because if he
cannot.
has,
In
Lewis
that
will
car,
just eat him up.
he should be just maintaining that 20-point gap.
Yeah.
He needs to
He
finish.
has the car.
Just finish Grand Prix, you've secured second place. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah.
If you looked at the graphic there, you see how consistent Lewis's line
Yeah.
is. He just chips in every weekend, points, whereas Lewis only catches whenever Perez makes
Yes.
mistakes. So I think
So that
for the
gap
battle for
maintenance,
second
yeah.
depends on how much Perez messes up.
Oh,
I
it's
think
gonna be
his to
brilliant.
lose.
He's raring to go.
James is
He's
incredibly
raring to
excited
go,
about
mate.
it.
I've worked so hard in my life to potentially go out to Brazil and win a Formula One race. I'm overjoyed.
Are you Lando or George today?
Well,
I was
Abby-
have said both.
Abby said to me a few weeks ago that I am the love child of Lando
Of
Norris
both
and
of
George
them
You are a
together.
little bit.
Yes.
You've got to support
Yeah.
both parents equally.
I do think you do favour George more. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, I think you've got a good bit of Lando in you too.
I can't really see the Lando.
So while we're lining up on the grid,
Those rumours.
We'll keep those rumours quiet.
Kitto says Max can the best drive this season. I think we may have seen Max's best drive a couple races ago,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, you never know. though.
This, for me, I mean, sprint races, it's more about additional points, but he's starting in pole,
Yeah.
good launch.
Yeah,
8
it's
points
fine,
is
yeah.
pretty right off at this point.
Here we go.
Right.
Does inside
Yeah.
line mean anything here, really, for Max? Is that
No,
possible?
Not
No.
really,
No.
because
No.
you really
You
want to
want-
be on the inside
Yeah.
down the hill.
You're going down.
It's even better for me, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Come on, Lando. Come on, Daddy.
Oh gosh, not Daddy.
No, but he's my father.
Oh right, okay.
He's my father.
didn't know where we were
The
taking that.
outtakes that we're going to get from this sprint race.
got
All
a
right, so
blooper
there it
reel.
is, 5, and we are a go.
Oh, it's good start, Lando. Oh, Max has had a mare.
It's a good start from
Good
Lando.
start
off
from
the
Lando
line.
Norris.
Max is inside line, and
Shit.
Max takes the
Oh,
lead
Perez has
into the
dropped
first
one
corner.
as well.
Oh, we've got a couple of and we've lost the feed.
Max Verstappen, that was poor.
Immediately-
Well, that was interesting.
Oh, it's
there
back.
we
We're
go.
back. We're back. We're back.
So Max is leading. We've got Lando.
Oh, no.
Second.
Oh, someone's got
Big
there.
wide one from Fernando. Although it could be
comes
Lando.
Lewis.
And
Lewis.
here
Oh, it's
comes-
Lewis up the
massive.
inside
Look
of
at
Sergio Perez. That's
Lovely,
a big move.
lovely move.
Oh, that's
I
Oscar
forgot.
That's got to be
Piastri.
Oscar.
Wait, where's my team? What's going on with the Ferraris?
That's I can't.
Ferraris.
Oh, right, there are a couple of red cars
Oh,
there.
towards
yeah.
the.
I'm gutted for Lando
Ten.
there. Because Lando, to me, looked like he got the better start than Max.
He did, but
did.
Max just got down the inside and just blocked past and just pushed in front of him.
Yeah.
It's
Good-
still
good move from Max.
plenty of
So
time.
Lando's
Lando.
got to worry up the inside.
You're overtaking
He's
yourself?
feeling racy. Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
goodness.
That was not expected.
That's
Oh,
that's
Wow,
huge. I wasn't
they
expecting
are
that.
Hold on,
feeling
that's
racy.
George.
It's George.
Yeah.
George Russell up into
Oh, my
second
parents are
place.
fighting.
Oh, the Mercedes are looking very
So many
racy.
overtakes, and we haven't even
Yeah.
completed the first lap yet.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, I love this.
And
track.
Lando pole to third.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to that.
Lando, isn't it? You'd be annoyed.
Guys, Lewis is going to come for Lando. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to that either.
I can't believe what I've watched.
A quiet start for Sergio as well.
Quiet? It's a terrible start.
There's the unbiased everything. Right, so at the start of lap 2, and the spinning board will come into this, so we want the top 3 and whoever's running the fastest lap, if it does get shown.
So top 3 and how many laps time?
five.
Lap 5.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not happy about this.
So
Well, I've
top
had a
3 and
mare,
how many
really.
laps time?
Lap 5. So
Lap
3
5.
laps.
Top 3.
Annette, is it possible to just, when you do the show after, just go back and cut out everything I've said about Lando looking like he's
Guys,
gonna
it's a
have
race
weekend?
start replay, so we can see that Perez just got a terrible start off the line.
That is a poor launch, and they're 3 abreast, so...
I don't know what's gone so wrong for Lando. Oh, it's reaction time.
Well,
Danny
that's a
Ricks,
normal reaction time. Max has just been absolutely
Outstanding.
hot
Like a
off
rocket.
the line.
Yeah.
Lando even got the better.
See, Lando technically...
Better
doesn't-
launch.
Got the better
as such,
launch,
it's
but
just
then in the
Max-
second phase, Max...
Because Lando, that is what Lando was talking about. He is so much more observant, and it hasn't come across the line. He hasn't tried to block off completely.
Whereas you're saying if that was Perez right there, he's going to
cutting
turn
the
in.
line.
But also, he needs to be a little bit more racy, I think, Lando. He could have fought that.
Well,
And that is an incredible angle as well in slow
Yeah.
mo.
so what are we predicting here? The top 3 in a few laps' time?
Right,
At lap 5.
Oh, Perez on a Mercedes here. No, he's good, I think, for now. Lewis, yeah.
And we probably won't get it, but fastest lap as well. So,
So 5 laps' time.
Fastest lap.
yep.
Fast.
Okay.
Oh.
And that will mean on lap 6, someone is doing this as well.
Or
All right, should we
multiple
reveal?
Yeah.
Verstappen, Lewis, Russell. Very optimistic over there. Oh, the same.
What's wrong with
Oh, other way around. Other way around.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I
And
think
we've
I've read
got
it the wrong way around.
Verstappen, Russell, Hamilton. So I'm
Although
the only one.
Perez is now on the back of Hamilton,
Yeah,
so
he
I
is.
really
I
want
might
the
have made a
Fastest lap
mistake.
Lando, fastest lap Hamilton, fastest lap
Lewis, yeah.
Verstappen and Lewis. Okay.
Well, it's all to play for and spin the wheel.
It's going to be very
Also,
hard to decide who's
the-
going to be.
Great episode.
They're not
of
really
Spin the Wheel.
spreading out in terms of the pack. They are staying quite close together.
Russell's
we are on
still
that
in
We're
Bring
less than
out.
a second as well.
Yeah.
Russell is hanging on to Verstappen.
Go for it.
dictionary corner.
So,
Sorry, his name's Coylin. I do apologise.
just something I've noticed here. We can see that the majority of the grid is on soft tyres as opposed to Magnussen, Hulkenberg and Sargent on mediums.
Oh, lovely
Perez-
overtake from
Perez
Perez.
is taking Hamilton.
I don't think that's going to be such a problem here in terms of degradation.
Wait,
It's not
no,
as bad
we'll get
as,
back, or-
say, Qatar or Texas, but could Haas
We'll get some
and
tyre deg
Sargent
towards lap 18.
really pull to
Yeah.
blinder here? They might
Lewis
be
is coming
slower,
back at him.
but-
Oh,
Lewis
he's
is
back
coming
at
back
him.
at him. Lewis is coming back.
Oh.
Round the
He's
outside.
taking the inside line.
Oh, he's gonna.
Oh.
Oh yeah! Come on, Leclerc, baby!
Charles Leclerc come up the inside of
Come on,
Hamilton.
come on!
Can he capitalise?
Oh,
That was great. That was Silverstone-esque.
Great race.
yes!
Through goes
Hamilton!
Oh, nearly.
Nearly. Could still happen.
We miss him every day, don't
Don't
we?
what's happened to Lewis there. I miss him every day.
Okay. Right.
So
Hamilton
Coylin,
fifth.
only K-Mag, Hulk and Sargent are on mediums.
Yeah, for the initial runs, there might be, or the initial laps, they might be a bit slow, but particularly that Haas, when it suffered some tyre deg in the later stints, they
Yeah.
it could come back to them really here. We're keeping an eye on them.
Could actually get some points. That would be nice.
Norris is closing back in on Russell a little. He's still within this. Oh, no, he is.
They are. He's winning DRS.
Here he goes. Is this him watching it now? Or we're not watching it. Norris has done it.
Yeah.
Go on, Lando.
the
Yes!
inside.
Well done, Lando!
That's good recovery because he started poorly there.
But they've got a good car, the McLaren. So
Do you
I
think
this
he'll
has surprised
catch
me.
Verstappen after that?
No.
No. No.
I think he's. Remember, he was
Almost
on pole.
immediately.
He's
Well,
on
no,
pole.
he
could,
can catch him, but I don't know if he'd overtake him.
But this is really interesting because both Mercedes had a decent start, Hamilton and Russell doing well, but then within a couple of laps they've fallen back, both of them.
Yeah,
Hamilton losing out to Perez and Russell to Norris.
yeah, it's interesting. Do
And
we think
1.4 seconds already.
it's
But
going
then
to...
saying that, the gap from Perez to Russell is bigger than it should be.
Yeah.
Already 2 seconds down.
Lando will be gutted
We
though.
are going to get a DRS train forming soon.
Yes.
Tom, as a driver, if you've made a mistake early on in a race, or say you're on pole and you're like, oh God, I'm down to third by the end of the lap, does that play on your mind, or is you just trying to focus and get back as quick as you can?
Yeah, it's something that I've had to work on a lot. It's you have to realise it's not the end of the world. Like
Yeah.
if you're in pole and you're in third, you can still come back and win the race. But
Yeah.
you just got to make sure you don't keep going backwards. You need to put your foot down and start making overtakes. It's what Lando's done. And yeah, I think he'll hopefully.
Okay, we got Yuki telling the teacher. Charles Leclerc is moving in braking. Now we've seen a bit of this. George Russell. There it is.
Oh, he's gone around the outside. Don't know.
He's setting it up for the move.
What are our people's thoughts? And is it moving under braking or is it finding the defensive line?
I do think there have been a lot of complaints about the Ferraris in particular the past few races with weaving, moving under braking. I think they're on the limit because I've seen it myself, and I'm fair. They're on the limit. I think they're just pushing the boundaries. But like you say, it is defensive. It's defensive. They're not just doing it for kicks.
What?
All right, so Esteban Ocon.
Oh, I hate when people do it for the kicks.
Ocon finds a way round and didn't find the back of someone's car, which is an improvement.
He's improved on his early days.
The feed from Brazil is not the
Yes,
greatest at the
maybe
moment.
there's a storm on the way. Who knows? We can hope.
We are on lap 6, guys, which means
Okay,
no.
so we've got Verstappen.
We've all got it wrong.
Verstappen, Norris, Russell, which means I am wrong but have the right drivers, so it's not me.
No. We all.
no.
I'm not sure that's.
Doesn't work like that, my son.
No way.
So not true.
I think we're all wrong.
We're all wrong.
All right, okay.
So
let's-
4 spins,
Four
different
spins,
activities.
4 different things.
Yeah, let's
Starting
go.
with James.
What?
Yep.
What's
Ready
it?
for this, mate?
Yeah. Oh, it's a light one.
Do your best impression of a famous cartoon character.
Off you go.
Go on.
I'm never a big cartoon fan.
Oh,
Is
come on.
Scooby-Doo a cartoon?
Yes, absolutely.
It's not real, is it? Sorry, I just realised.
Just killed so many dreams.
Sorry, as I said it, I just remember thinking.
Apologies to our younger
Okay.
audience. Cartoons are real and they are a great form of entertainment.
Yes, I do apologise. Right, Shaggy.
Yes.
Shaggy!
That's Scooby.
Oh, yeah.
Dictionary corner, do you want to jump in for a sec?
Sorry to chime in on your fun. I just got word. Alex Albon's been on the radio saying that there's oil coming out of the back of Valtteri Bottas's car, and he's putting it over.
That
into
is
the
a
track.
tactic from Valtteri Bottas just to make sure that no one goes faster than him. But then it's only Joe and Sargent behind him, so...
No, but he
But
does
oil
say
slick-
Shaggy.
Yeah, no, but you said Shaggy, but you were doing Scooby.
It says
yeah.
Shaggy, but it is Scooby.
Scooby Snatch.
Which means NJ.
Yes, spin away.
That was a lot. Can we edit that out as well, Annette? Sorry, I've got a lot of work for you
Speak
today.
like a robot.
Oh, no.
You can commentate.
Yes, okay. Right.
Start.
Hello. As we can see, you have got a Mercedes on a Red Bull, and they've just overtaken.
That's a decent overtake.
I think
Is that
she's
Russell?
running
It
out
was.
of batteries.
It was actually Perez on Russell. Russell held position. Well done, Russell.
Nicely done. That is far better than our Scooby impression.
And they said that like AI and robots going to make
Do you
the
want to
world
spin for
better.
me? We'll do it in the
Go
order.
on.
I think so.
It's really awful. Oh, so lucky.
Shake.
Share a random fact. Shake a random fun fact.
Shake your bum bum.
What is it, Shara?
A random fact about yourself. A fun fact.
Fun fact.
Random fun fact about yourself.
That's easy.
All right, I have been struck by lightning.
Have you?
Yeah, that's legit.
Goodness.
How was it?
God, that took a turn.
The brightest and loudest thing ever. Yeah.
Gosh.
But, so where were you?
Oh, okay.
You're on a plane?
I was coming back from. I was still working at QPR at the time, and.
What's QPR?
Huh?
I didn't know my family QPR fans. We'll talk about it after.
What Daddy is?
Daddy.
Daddy.
is.
Daddy
has a
Dearest.
box.
Daddy
Yeah.
Dearest has a box.
He doesn't have a box.
He has a box.
No, and I was getting into my car in the car park, and as I've opened the door, hit by lightning.
On your body?
Yeah, through the shoulder, through the car.
And you lived?
Yeah. Yeah.
What a stupid question that is, obviously.
You could be a
And you
bionic
lived?
man.
To be a robot.
I didn't realise you could survive a lightning strike.
That's incredible.
I'll do
that is very fun fact.
Yeah, that's a very fun fact. That's a good
There we
fact.
go, Tom.
Oh,
Have an instructor, please.
Would you like a partner?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, we can't wait.
Show me.
So if you just,
Do I just hold there?
so no, if you put your hands here,
Have a day off,
you've got to
mate.
come a bit closer.
Every single weekend you dance.
Yeah. And this foot
While this
is
is
going to step
happening,
forward as I step back.
Verstappen
All right,
in
yeah.
Just
in
push.
first. No.
Oh, we've got the moves.
Hips.
Oh, I do
Back.
music.
Eye contact or not?
We can.
Oh, mate, that's horrifying.
Well done, boys.
Tom, when you're sitting on the front of the grid, that is me.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Wow, life comes at you
You
fast.
are ridiculous. You couldn't help
Amazing.
yourself. Have a day off.
No, there's no day off.
Sorry, just in case.
Perez has taken Russell.
Got it now.
Yeah, back to
He
the
has
F1.
taken Russell. Well done, Sergio. Welcome back to your day job.
Tom, we should have
He's
moment
2 seconds off Lando, and Lando is almost 2 seconds off Verstappen.
What do we reckon? Do we think Perez could take Lando? Is he feeling racy?
We saw what happened last time with that race.
Yeah. So here it is. Here's the overtake. Huge DRS boost here.
Yeah, look at
It
that.
seems sometimes unfair, doesn't it, with that
It
Red
was
Bull?
just. Oh, do you know what? He did fight for a little bit.
Late braking.
Late
always a
braking.
fan.
Late braking didn't lock up. Well done, Perez.
Break later.
Yeah, that's really nice. And he's left space.
Yeah,
good
very
stuff.
fair
George
driving.
could have fought that harder. He
George-
could have rolled
George,
right
yeah.
round the outside of him.
You
but
reckon he'll wait for just
obviously-
DRS the next lap?
I think he's just.
George is a bit of a wet
He's
wipe.
accepted that he hasn't.
Could have really fought back a little bit.
Oh,
Last week we were comparing George. I was saying that George is the Jenson Button of this generation.
Okay.
Like he's a good driver. Obviously Jenson got lucky with Brawn, won a world
You mean
title.
world
Whoa.
champion Jenson
Yeah,
Button?
I'll take it.
World champion Jenson Button, but he did get lucky, like with that
With the
car.
Brawn stuff,
yeah.
I mean,
He still did it though. But
still
anyway,
did it.
No,
different
I'm not
conversation.
saying I'm not
Yeah.
saying George is a bad driver. I'm
Yeah.
saying he is very reminiscent to me
Okay,
of
we're going to
Jenson
do
Button.
this for
Danny Rick, hold on Sainz. He was closer than.
I can't even see him.
You mean? Sorry, just got over the top.
Got-
for
you
no.
got
Right, we're going to
Fine.
do this for lap 14.
Okay.
I don't think fastest lap is going to be a thing, so we won't worry
No.
about that. Because you don't get a point, do you? So,
No.
right, so let's make it interesting. Top 4.
Top 4.
Top 4. Oh.
And right order, or
We're dancing again.
or you're all dancing. Fireworks are
God, did you
kicking
hear
off.
that.
Forgot it's like this weekend.
What lap are we on now? 11. Okay.
11
fine.
for lap 14.
Yeah.
But we were right. We're getting plenty of overtaking. But there is the DRS train
That's
behind
formed.
Carlos Sainz,
Yeah.
which means Yuki's got away with it for a bit and can chase.
Oh.
Okay.
Right, are we
We're
ready?
doing 4.
Oh, 4.
We're doing 4.
Oh, we are doing
Yeah,
4,
4.
aren't
That famous top.
You know what?
4.
I'm going to take a gamble.
we? You do that.
Yep. All right. Someone's getting feisty. All right. We ready?
Yeah.
3,
2,
2, 1.
1. Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Hamilton.
Yeah.
Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Hamilton.
Oh.
Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Hamilton.
So I've gone with Russell.
You've gone with Russell. And
Have we all gone?
Oh!
Lando.
Danny Rick on Carlos Sainz.
He's gonna
He's
get
done
one.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, so
inside
great.
line.
Wait,
Yeah.
no,
Sainz
not
is going
over
to try
yet,
and do
not
the old
over yet.
switcheroo, but I don't think he's got the traction.
You'll have the DRS, won't he?
That's a great move from Daniel, though.
There we go.
Oh,
Come on,
hello,
Carlos.
hello.
Come on, Carlos. Come on, boy. Come on.
Come on. Danny's
Come on.
got to go late.
Yes. Yes.
The Ferrari fans are so try hard.
Quite angry.
It's a point.
They don't have much
It's
to
a
say
point.
these days, really.
So
we're
2 laps time,
we're the
yeah?
same,
Yeah?
and the only different one is
No, I've done.
Me.
Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah.
I think Hamilton.
Everyone.
Oh, NJ, you're going to be the one dancing.
Yeah.
I've basically Perez getting Hamilton. No, Hamilton getting Russell. Sorry.
That was a nice.
It's a great move
initial-
from Daniel,
Yeah,
though.
nice overtake from
Danny-
Ricciardo and a great overtake. Oh gosh.
And he overcooked it a bit down
Yeah.
there, didn't
Yeah.
he?
He's trying to show in this, isn't he, that if Christian Horner's watching, which we're going to hope he
I'm
is.
sure he is.
No, it's just helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just showing the guys at Red Bull that actually give me a good car. Look what I can do. This is what I can do in this car.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Exactly.
he firmly believes he can do it. By the way.
As he should, because when he was at McLaren, he firmly believed he'd lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love seeing the confidence in Danny Rick now. He's got his mojo back, and it's nice to see because he looked like a shell of a man. At
Well, here we go.
McLaren.
He's going again on Sainz.
He's going to be smart about it this time.
Yeah.
I think he'll try and do him in the turn 4. He's just
Good
setting him
driving
up
from
nicely.
Daniel.
Just set him up.
Sainz went a big old switch across the.
Yeah, he did.
The track there. That was mad.
Can he have it set up here?
There's, I mean, look at Norris building a gap on
Not
Perez,
bad.
by the way. It's
Lovely.
up to five and a bit seconds.
Yeah.
Fernando.
Here we go.
God, I feel like it's just a matter.
And look at Piastri. Oh.
Nice.
Oscar has made no progress.
No.
At all.
All right.
Piastri sitting in 10th, Danny Rick in 9th,
Stroll and
Carlos Sainz
Ocon
in
battling
8th,
out here,
Yuki Tsunoda is 7th, Charles Leclerc is 6th, and then we've got our top 5 of Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Sergio Perez, Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen. We haven't seen Max Verstappen on the screen.
You say that, he's only 1.4 ahead. You know,
Yeah, he'll manage that for...
Of course he will, but Norris has done well to hang on because look,
Yeah.
Perez is now 5.5 seconds.
I mean, as long as his engineer doesn't talk to him during braking.
Don't talk to me during braking.
Okay.
But no, you'd have thought that Perez would have got close to the back of Norris, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
It's growing. in fact,
Considering
the gap.
how he breezed past Hamilton and Russell, I really thought he'd be a lot closer.
With 10 laps to go and you're almost 6 seconds down, that could be the top 3 done there.
Also, Daniel's got to get this overtake done because his tyres are going to start to
Eating
fall
them
off.
up. He's going for it again.
That's nice.
Oh, he's still going.
Around the outside.
He's got yes,
Daniel Ricciardo!
Come back in, Science. Come on.
Yeah, we'll get to DRS.
Wait, Oscar's a bit of a dark horse.
Good boy, get in the slipstream. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, Oscar Piastri as well.
Piastri set him up.
Daniel had to defend.
This is outrageous.
Daniel needs to learn. This is exactly the same thing he did on a couple of laps ago. You've got to
Brazil
learn.
is such a good track.
I love it.
I know, it's my favourite.
Interlagos
Hence
was
my
so
Brazil
well
top,
put
guys.
together.
I did like the Brazil top.
Thank you so much.
I like the Brazil top.
I've literally just put 2 and 2 together.
There we go. There we go.
Bit slow, actually.
I know, man.
Oh, Oscar the inside of Daniel!
The inside.
Lovely
Nice.
move! Great move, Oscar.
Danny Rick is moving backwards down that DRS train.
Probably ruined his tyres.
No, but he just wants to have another overtake. So he thought, if I just drop behind someone, I'll come back at
And
him.
we've got Pierre Gasly coming up on him as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, Daniel.
He's struggling a little bit.
He's had his... But as you say, he's eating up those tyres in the last couple of laps.
So 10 laps to go. Right.
Well,
Who was right? Who was wrong?
Oh, that's a huge move. Is that Alonso?
Sorry.
So the only one that was right was NJ.
You said I was going to be wrong, but
Yep.
here we are.
There we
I'll
go.
spin for
We
all of
backed
you.
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
What, are we on
All
3
right.
separate spins?
Yes, of course you are.
Oh, all right.
Of course you.
Of course
Who's
you are.
first? Who's first?
James. Do an impression. You've already had that, haven't you?
No.
No, we did the
Oh,
cartoon,
right.
so you're the impression man
Why
today,
am
my
I an
friend.
impressionist all of a
Go
sudden?
on.
Of a famous celeb?
Yeah.
Could try Louis Walsh.
Go on then.
No.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you've said his name, you have to.
No, I can't. I don't
You're
know.
an old man.
Said famous celebrity, bro.
Sorry, yeah. I don't know
Louis Walsh doesn't even know who he is.
Oh, no, he's the guy that was on a singing
does-
show once, wasn't he?
He was on what?
A singing show?
X Factor.
Yeah, X Factor.
God, what year were you born?
A singing
2004.
Bless
Yeah,
you.
sorry, I couldn't think of the name, but I
bless.
watched the X Factor.
I don't think my impression's going to help.
Go on.
Why don't you give me a person to
Lando
impress?
Norris.
No,
Lando.
we can't do a driver. Do an
No.
actual celeb. Do like, I don't know.
Could you do
Harrison
Simon
Ford.
Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
Simon Cowell. Okay. Put them up. I didn't like it. I loved
Yeah,
it.
right. Yeah, you can have
Well
that.
done, that
You
was
can
good.
have that.
Thank you.
That was good. Okay, right.
I'm available for children's parties.
Talk in slow motion for a round. A round of what?
Oh, it's until our next.
Do you want
prediction.
that?
No,
Oh,
I'll
no.
let you.
Yeah?
I'll take that one for a
Why don't you
whole
do-
round.
Yeah, commentate a lap.
Do
But yeah, but
just
you
do
should.
one lap.
Tom's thing.
I will, but you should
while
also speak on the action.
You speak of the action, we'll
the,
spin for
the
Tom.
action's gonna go before I can
This is
say it.
incredible TV. Do you know?
Well, what lap are we on?
The
That's
figures
it.
are through the roof.
Right, that's quite enough of that.
Thank you. Jeez, that's painful. That is slower than Logan Sargent. Draw the person next to you. This is not going to be
Let's have a
flattering.
look.
I'm looking
He needs
forward
2
to
boards to
Same.
get my nose in. Like,
Oh no.
Look, I'm going to apologise
That's
before
brilliant.
I draw
Do it,
this.
bro.
All right.
Disclaimer, I'm sorry.
like a band-aid, just do it.
Rip it off.
Oh, look at that. He's got
Oh, he's
more of a perch.
You need
he's
to see
sitting.
this. You know?
He's like one of those French girls.
Yeah, you know when you're like in Paris and you walk in the Champs-Élysées,
Excusez-moi, connaître
No,
quelque
sorry.
chose.
I want to draw you, I want to draw you.
I can't get over this.
All of this.
This is brilliant.
This is what we needed. Trust me.
He's drawn a balloon.
That is so not true, right?
Even though it's a sperm.
Getting the
ago.
short-
While he's
Shoulders in
doing
there,
that,
right?
let's not put pressure on him.
Yeah, well you take your
All right,
time.
We
so-
are on lap 17.
Lando is 1.8 seconds behind Verstappen.
There he is.
And Perez is a whole 7 seconds now behind
It's good
Lando.
driving from Lando to stick
It is,
to Max. I think it's more Lando sticking to Max than Max
Then,
managing.
yeah.
I respectfully disagree.
No, but okay, fair. But Perez is losing time.
Perez is dropping
off.
back. But in saying that, he's dropping back, but George Russell is not capitalising.
No, true.
No, but this is why I think it's Norris that's actually doing the work. Perez isn't going slower because Russell would be on him if he was. It's genuinely Norris.
There we
pushing.
go. My creation.
Oh my goodness!
Where's my neck?
You show the camera.
I apologised
needs to
in
see
advance.
show main camera. That's oh wow.
Wow, beautiful. Well done, boys.
All right, with that round done, what we'll do is we'll leave it one lap and then we'll
Can I
do
rub
it
that out
for
quickly, please?
yeah. Go.
Okay.
You don't want to take a picture for posterity.
Nope.
I dread to think what you draw my arms as.
So just looking down the bottom, no surprises unfortunately for Logan Sargent down in 20th, but both the Alfa Romeos, what is going on? And Coylin, your prediction for the Hasses?
Absolutely.
That really didn't happen. Those medium tyres didn't come into their own at all there. Not much movement for Ocon, Stroll, Gasly. Fernando's made some moves. Go for it.
I do have a bit of news that's backed up by actual facts this time.
Oh. Not just how you're feeling about the tyres.
The top two, Verstappen and Norris, are lapping a second faster at least every lap, second faster than everyone else. That's why there's such a gap to Perez. They're kind of really in their own league at the minute.
And I think Lando's got something to prove there.
Absolutely.
Can he keep the pace? Can he stay in touch? And that is huge.
And a lot of the questions are that if Norris was to get that Red Bull seat, probably not next year, but maybe say the year after, can he compete with Verstappen? Well, he can in a McLaren.
Yeah.
So could he? He definitely could in the same car as Max. That's really exciting to see.
And we've got the Aston Martin here.
Lance
Stroll.
Hello. Oh no.
Forcing a lock-up though.
Yeah, he made
And trying to get a good exit
Lance.
here, which he
There we
does.
go.
Yeah.
So Lance,
Good racing
hello.
from him.
He's
Lance.
worked it out to drive.
Again, welcome to your day job.
Yeah. Really good
This
stuff.
is the thing that I find interesting about Lance Stroll is he can do it.
He can.
And
We've
it's
seen
incredibly frustrating to see him either in the tyre wall, in the
Yeah.
back of someone else,
Yeah.
and just not. And confidence or otherwise, what do you think it is, Tom?
Yeah, Lance, it's hard to say. It's a strange dynamic in there, but I think Lance is... I honestly think he hasn't done as bad a job as what everyone's made out, but of course he can improve, and it's a very strange dynamic in that team.
Has he been
Obviously,
very lucky with the other rookies that have come in? I'm not calling Lance Stroll a rookie here, but the fact that we've had quite a weak rookie season for some of them, has he benefited from that?
He's been helped by the others. If everyone else had come in and started really strongly, then you always look to who the worst driver on the grid is. It's obvious that it's Sargent, right? Currently now. But if Sargent had come and had a decent season, not as good as Oscar Piastri, obviously, because of the car, but actually competed with Albon week in, week out, then you start to go, well, Stroll's the only one who's not really competing with his partner.
I mean, obviously, like from what Richard has said before, the jump between formulas is so big.
Of course.
And like to step up from F2 or even coming from Formula E, it's a huge jump to take. And I think maybe having not come from a hybrid car and coming from Formula E might have gone against him, De Vries, in that sense.
Absolutely. I think I look at Lance Stroll. I've got another analogy that Harry's going to love in the chat.
Harry, I'm sure you're going to love this, mate.
You're going to love this one. Two things. Lance Stroll reminds me of Paul Pogba and me when I used to do homework in year 5. You have the ability to do it. You can do it when you put your mind to it. Like, I was really good at maths, but sometimes I thought I'd rather go on the Xbox and not do the maths homework. You know what I mean? Paul Pogba, very talented footballer, but he didn't have that drive. So I'd say it's the same with Lance Stroll. He has the ability, just doesn't.
James, year 5 is so specific.
Yeah, no, we had.
What was going on?
What was happening in year 5?
I split up with my first girlfriend.
Oh.
Just to mention on that incredibly sad note to Sam Edgar, says, hands down, Tom, that drawing was iconic.
It was.
It was.
No, her name was Ella.
Okay.
And I don't know if you used to have this at primary school, we used to have pegs.
Okay.
Where you hang your fleece
Yeah.
up. And I remember we met at the pegs and we had a kiss. And,
A kiss in year 5?
that was year 3.
This
With
is
tongue?
F1.
Like you got Formula 1 on the screen.
I don't believe so.
Right, we're going to make this spicy
show and
for the
tell,
last
this is
one. So for the finish, we are not doing the top 3 because there's nothing to that. We are going to do 4,
done that
5,
already.
6 and 7.
4, 5, 6 and 7. Oh, hello.
Ooh.
There could be a samba.
Oh.
So 4, 5, 6 and 7.
What happened in you?
Yes! hold it! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Apart from saying yes,
Frightening.
MJ, do you want to...
Yes, my boy Charles Leclerc, the Monegasque, just overtook Lewis Hamilton. Beautiful overtake. You might have missed it. And now Lewis is also getting pressure from Yuki Tsunoda.
Love that.
What on earth is going on, Mr. Hamilton?
That's absolutely brilliant. That's great driving from Yuki as well. And he's sticking close.
He's still keeping the pressure
He's
on.
right
waiting to
on the
get in
back
that
tyre.
DRS zone. He's going to open that flap.
This would be huge for Yuki Tsunoda to land an overtake on Lewis Hamilton. That would be fantastic.
That came from a real place.
That was
inside.
guttural, yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah. No, but fair enough. Ferrari fans have had it tough.
It is a thing whenever you're a driver and driving around and you see a driver who has a reputation, a name, a legacy.
Yeah.
Like, I really just want to overtake
You
them,
wanna
mug
do
them
him.
off.
Okay, so this is for the finish. This is
4,
for
5, 6.
4, 5,
5,
6.
6.
Hold on.
Wait.
4, 5. Oh, okay, right.
Come on, Yuki. He's lined him up. This looks good.
For the end of the race.
Yeah.
This
in the race.
looks good.
Yuki
Yeah,
Tsunoda.
he's got him. Yuki Tsunoda is taking...
No!
Yes, he's taken
Well
Lewis
done,
Hamilton.
Yuki! That was a
Started
beautiful
racing.
overtake.
Ricciardo and Piastri at the same time.
Right,
by the
stop
way.
cheating, you guys. You've got 2
Sorry,
laps left.
right, sorry.
That's outrageous.
We've already made our bets.
Russell.
James is going to try and stretch this out until lap 24.
Wait, hold on. Is it 4?
4, 5, 6, 7.
4 to 7.
Oh, is that the time already? What was it again? Yeah.
So while the other two on the other side...
I've got it.
All right,
Wait.
MJ, come on.
I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm
And 3,
dyslexic.
2, 1.
Can't even tell. We're in 7th as well.
Oh, see?
Give us a
4,
moment.
5, 6, 7. So Russell, Leclerc, Tsunoda, and Hamilton.
I've done the same, but Hamilton, Tsunoda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which means the Carlos Sainz is going to come from nowhere, and Yuki Tsunoda is going to drop out completely.
Do you know
So
what?
it's going to be you.
I had a mare.
All right. Okay. So
That's MJ.
had
That is
a mare.
appalling.
But I think I'll get the top 3 right, which we predicted at the start. So,
Yeah.
you know.
what did you say for the start, Matt? Oh, you did as well.
did.
Yes, you did. I said Sergio as well, so I'm quite happy
Good.
with that.
Yeah.
Good football.
Good football.
Right, so Danny Rick is nowhere near Carlos Sainz, so that's going to be safe. I think everyone's sort of 1 second gap now with
It
a lap
might
to go.
maintain,
Yes, I think it might.
which I'm disappointed.
I'm
about.
actually very shocked by Lewis Hamilton, guys. Can we discuss that Yuki Tsunoda overtook Lewis
And
Hamilton?
is now...
Yeah, he's gapped him. He's 2 seconds off the back foot.
That's huge.
Yeah. Fair play.
Because he was feeling racy in the beginning of this. So I wonder what tyres maybe?
And this also plays big for extra points for second as well.
Yeah.
Perez taking 6 points from here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Hamilton taking
Every
2.
point counts.
Every
At
point
this,
counts.
At this
So
stage, when it's as
and that
close.
increases it to more than a wins
Yeah.
gap now. Going on that this is the final lap, but that's huge.
Yeah.
To
And
take
Pi-
it past 25 points is big.
Absolutely. And Piastri, though, looks to be being caught by Alonso. I reckon I'll get him by the end of this race. He's not had a good weekend at all, Oscar Piastri.
No, considering what Lando's doing in exactly the same car, he is 3 seconds off the pace now, but he has
But he's there.
made a huge gap to Perez.
And actually, hello, sliding all over the place, Oscar. He's never driven here before,
Yeah.
which I know he's actually most weekends, to be fair to him, but that know-how
No, it does make an impact.
is Alonso's all over him here. Someone who's driven here plenty of times before, Fernando Alonso, knows every apex, how
Alonso
to take every
will
corner.
like one more scalp, I think, on the last lap.
And he'll get
As
Piastri
he does.
into
He always
turn
wait.
one.
Alonso always waits till towards
Yeah,
the end
just-
of
just-
a. Is that right? I'm ready
one
now.
more overtake.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, he's gone for it.
Oh, he's going to break
Yeah.
late.
Oh, really late into the apex.
And he didn't lock up. I'm
But
surprised.
Oscar's still there. Oscar
Oh,
Piastri!
well done. He got
This will
great
suit
traction.
Fernando because now he's DRS.
Yeah, that's
But he
true.
hasn't quite got
But
that.
fair
he's-
play, Oscar, not
he's
just
dropped back.
giving
So,
up.
yeah, he can take
that
him on
one.
the final corner.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If Oscar Piastri can hold on there, there's no points for 10th, though,
no,
is
he's
there?
not
in
close
in
enough.
sprint,
Eighth
so
only, yeah.
Yeah.
doesn't really mean
They're just doing this
anything.
for fun.
This,
really.
this is just
Ricardo's-
Fernando can.
Ricardo's in on signs 0.4.
And the first time that we've seen Max Verstappen for the sprint race is
As he
our
wins
sprint
it.
leader
Yes.
and
Yeah.
taking all 8 points from the sprint. Max Verstappen by
Well done, Max.
4.3 seconds to Lando Norris in second.
It's
And
all
a
right.
further 9.2 seconds back is Sergio Perez. But a solid race from Sergio.
Solid race, guys. Your top 3?
Oh, no.
My original top 3 was Max, Lando, Perez.
Well, I wiped it off, but it was that.
No, mine was Norris to win, Verstappen, Hamilton, so I've had an absolute mare.
So you're down for 2.
I was the same.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
spin for you.
Oh, God.
We'll do you first, James.
Talking slow.
We've already had that.
Yeah, well, because it's over, I'll let you off.
Thank you. I'll do any of the others again.
Oh, here we go.
There's
Yuki
still racing
Tsunoda.
going on.
No, that's it.
That's
Oh.
it. That's
it.
That's
Okay.
it.
Wait, did we
Run.
we got these predictions correct though, right?
Me and you did.
Oh, yeah, so I've got to do a spin.
Yeah, so you get it.
So I
everyone
get 2
except me
spins.
gets a spin. That's great.
Yeah, it's true.
Super happy
Right,
about
share
that.
a fun fact about yourself, my love.
Fun fact.
Yep.
Born in 2002. No, I
2002.
was hit by a car in America.
Okay. I'm so sorry
That's
about
fun.
that.
No, it's fine.
That's
Basically, what
super
happened was NBC, from where my place I was staying in,
Yeah.
was looking over the beach, and NBC were filming on the beach, and I was really young, and my dad was like, "You've always wanted to be on telly, James. Try and get on American
Go run
network
at that
TV."
film crew.
So I went across the road, saw the film crew, but it was about someone being murdered on the beach, so we thought it not appropriate to speak. Anyway, I then came back across the road back to my hotel, but obviously in America they drive the other way, don't they? So I've gone to look the wrong way and started thing, and the guy stopped, thank God, but I fell on his
But
bonnet.
where was Daddy at the time?
No, he was watching from our sea view balcony.
Okay, so Daddy wasn't with you.
Not only is he
but-
dropping the daddy bomb, but the sea view balcony.
No, he's watching the sea view balcony, just having his caviar, and I just thought, no, guys, I am playing you. And he shouted some very rude words.
At you?
No, the driver.
Oh,
I would have shouted at you.
Yeah, I would have shouted at you.
Look
Right.
the other way, James.
Yeah.
Now-
it's not fun. I got hit by a car.
Tom, let's see what we've got. Oh, another fun fact.
Fun fact.
There you go.
Whenever I don't want to say I drive race cars, I say I'm a professional figure skater.
I love that. That is awesome.
It fits.
Really?
And I bet
Yeah.
you don't get a follow-up question either, do you?
Everyone just accepts it and moves on.
That's
Love that.
incredible.
Right, NJ, you're the last one.
I like
mate.
that.
Yes. We've had that.
No, and you've had that.
Yeah.
as well.
Heard that.
Do an impression of.
Or
Or
character.
No, tell you what.
Oh,
there
Draw
we go.
James.
let's draw you, my love. I feel like you're more fun to draw.
Would you like me
but
to
we
We
like?
had the
Yeah.
horrendous
Maybe
picture
if
of
I
me.
just-
Whoa!
do
Oh,
that.
wow.
Okay, yeah, let's
We're going full Titanic
we'll
here
get
in the
you
studio.
on the floor. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Now I'm
So while that is going on, Verstappen has absolutely
there, don't
walked
move.
the sprint race in a solid performance. Sergio Perez back on the podium as well, and Lando Norris in second. A strong drive from Lando Norris. Huge from him.
You're holding that pose.
Don't move.
I'm sure James in the studio is going to get cramp at some point.
How long have we got? Daddy's put
Hold
dinner
on.
in.
Not long, my
I
love.
would actually just like to say it is all a joke. I don't eat caviar. Jesus.
Just to
I don't
clarify.
like it.
So we're just going to wait for NJ to finish this and just watch the wrap up of a
Wait, is it-
rather,
That arm.
yeah, that's rather neglectful looking Lewis Hamilton there.
Hold on. Don't you sigh at me.
Huge from Yuki Tsunoda as well.
The AlphaTauris have been good this weekend,
They've
or the
been
last
great.
couple of weekends, to be fair.
Really strong drive from AlphaTauri, and again that sort of emphasises their position with the best of the rest. And Sergio back on the podium, like I say, that is huge for him, and a massive confidence boost for tomorrow as well.
Massive. And it may be important in the whole Drivers' Championship.
Yeah,
It could come down
but
to a smaller margin as that.
So Sergio's taken 6 points, and Lewis has taken 2, so that's another 4. So that's 24 points, just under a win's difference, and with 2.5 races to go.
Okay.
Can I get up?
Yep.
Oh, brilliant. Thank
wow.
you.
Do you remember the Ghostbusters logo?
No.
You'll see what I mean in a second.
Okay, and here is my drawing of the wonderful James.
And that is a spitting image of James Gaffney.
Yeah,
the
that's-
legs is about right
And the
as
quote.
well. I love Daddy.
I love Daddy.
Oh, God, it's going to stick.
Why is his hat
have
so
a
above
look?
his head?
Oh, no. What happened to my finger?
I don't.
And my legs?
You were rushing me because you kept huffing and
Why
puffing.
is his right arm so much?
It's not great, is it?
arms are
really?
Do you know what?
Mangled,
The
isn't
pressure
it?
of him
Not
huffing
great.
and puffing, it was a bit much. So I had to rush.
No, do you know what? I'm
Pressured
not
by
gonna join,
James
but I
Gaffney.
appreciate that. But just to confirm, I love my parents, mum and dad.
Mummy and Daddy.
Last time I ever told anyone I was from Surrey.
So guys, let's wrap up the sprint race. Everyone's takeaway thoughts from that last 24 laps.
I think it was exactly how I expected. Lots of overtakes, lots of action, and it sets us up so nicely for tomorrow's race, which
Coming
I
from the Ferrari
cannot wait
fans.
for.
Yeah. And I think Lando will be disappointed because it was gone. Well, let's look at his
I don't
face.
think he looks that disappointed, to be
No,
honest.
he does. He's gutted. No, because it felt like it was his chance today, and within a couple of corners, we kind of knew how it's going to go. Once again, Max and that car were incredible, and probably highlight of the day for Sergio Perez to come back from last week. Rumours around the paddock. True or not, there's no smoke without fire kind of thing. Something's been said. And he's under immense amount of pressure. If he can back that up tomorrow, what he did today, then fair play to Sergio.
Tom?
Good race.
Yeah, Brazil was awesome, as it always is. And yeah, again, I think Lando can't be really too disappointed with that. We always know that the Red Bull is a strong race car. But yeah, Yuki Tsunoda, a fantastic performance.
Yeah.
I think we need to shout out, especially mugging off Lewis Hamilton the way he did. That's awesome.
And getting out of DRS immediately after overtaking is huge.
Yeah,
And that's not easy at Interlagos anyway.
No.
You should be very proud of that, really.
Yeah, no. I think it makes the battle for second interesting.
Definitely.
And it means that both Sergio and Lewis do have to go for it, and they have to keep going. They're another consummate drive from Max and marshalling the race all the way through. And as Quillen said, a second and a half faster than the rest of the pack, which is huge. 9 seconds the gap between Norris and Sergio.
Imagine them in the same car.
Yeah,
Be
exactly.
more domination than we've ever seen in Formula 1. It'd be crazy.
All right, guys. That was the Sao Paulo sprint. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been great chatting with you guys, and we will see you tomorrow for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. I've been Jamie Chambers.
I've been Tom Edgar.
I've been NJ.
And I've been Lando Norris.
Guys, we will see you soon. Bye-bye.